Well, whether there was any foreign interference when it comes to Indian elections, or was it a part of a ploy to defeat the Prime Minister? Did USAID send nearly 21 million US dollars to India or to Bangladesh, or both? Well, first it was the US President Donald Trump's USAID storm that caused tremors here in India, and then a new report that led to a political aftershock. As far as when we talk about Donald Trump on 3 different occasions spoke about 21 million US aid fund that came out for voter turnout. He claims that it was probably to get someone else elected, and he called it as a big breakthrough, something that he plans to tell and take up with the Indian government. And on the 3rd day, he called it as a kickback scheme. Now, after Donald Trump dropped the 21 million US dollar bombshell, a media report claimed that it was for Bangladesh and not for India. The BJP, which had earlier called Donald Trump's statement as a confirmation of foreign interference, now claims that the reference to 21 million US dollar in the news report is misrepresented. On the other hand, agreeing with the news report, Congress has called Donald Trump's claims as nonsensical, amplified by the BJP. Watch the war of words that have now ensued over the statement that has been made and reiterated rather by President Trump.
अब कल ट्रंप जी ने नई एक बात कि ये 21 मिलियन भारत में गया। एक खोजी पत्रकारों ने ये निकाला है कि ये भारत को नहीं गया, ये बांग्लादेश को गया। अब हम पूछ रहे हैं मोदी जी से कि अपने पड़ोस में लोकतंत्र को अस्थिर करने के लिए 21 मिलियन अमेरिका ने भेजा और आपको पता ही नहीं चला।
भ्रम की राजनीति करने में बहुत आगे हैं और फैला रहे हैं कि ऐसा नहीं वैसा नहीं। 21 मिलियन US डॉलर्स ये वहां की जो मिनिस्ट्री है वो कह रही है। तो अमेरिका के राष्ट्रपति और उनका डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट एफिशिएंसी DOGE दोनों ये बात कह रहा है। क्या इसका उत्तर कोई देगा?
Now, there were, however, claims that there are counter claims as well. Whom do we trust? Because the MEA called it as deeply troubling and said that the relevant authorities are looking into it. But the question is, was there an attempt to influence Indian elections, or has there been a mix-up? Because when Elon Musk led the Doge or Doge revealed wasteful expenditure on the 16th of February, it mentioned both India and Bangladesh. It mentioned 21 million US dollars for India and 29 million US dollars for Bangladesh. And the latest comment from Donald Trump also talks about Bangladesh, and the amount is the same, which is 29 million and not 21 million, to strengthen that political landscape. Now, political landscape is also something that has been questioned by President Trump.
And $21 million for voter turnout in India. What do we need to spend $21 million for voter turnout in India? Wow, $21 million. I guess they were trying to get somebody else elected. Well, we ought to tell the Indian government, because when we hear that Russia spent about $2 in our country, it was a big deal, right? They took some internet ads for $2,000. This is a total breakthrough. And $21 million for voter turnout in India. Why are we caring about India turnout? We got enough problems. We want our own turnout, don't we? Can you imagine all that money going to India? I wonder what they think when they get it. Now, it's a kickback scheme. You know, it's not like they get it and they spend. They kick it back to the people that send it, I would say, in many cases. Many of these cases, anytime you have no idea what we're talking about, that means there's a kickback, because nobody has any idea what's going on there. $29 million to strengthen the political landscape in Bangladesh. Nobody knows what they mean by political landscape. What does that mean?
Now, a judge was cleared way for the Trump administration to remove thousands of USAID staffers, while the Supreme Court has blocked an immediate attempt to fire the head of the whistleblower office. In another ruling, judge has halted Trump's executive order ending federal support for the DEI programs. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has dismissed General C.Q. Brown as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. We have Srinjoy with us. Srinjoy, how do we understand on these series of orders that are now coming across, especially with regards to USAID staffers, when it comes to the Trump administration's attempt to remove thousands of them?
The most important thing for India, of course, is this $21 million thing. You've spoken about what the MEA has said, that they look at it as a seriously disturbing thing and are investigating. There are several things that have to be looked at. First of all, did the money actually come to India? Number two, was it sent back to India? Who is responsible for it? How much money actually came? $21 million to India, $29 million to Bangladesh. Is that true? And if it did come, who did it go to in India? And was the money sent back? If the president is saying it's a kickback scheme, that means the money was sent back. Now, if that were true, then of course it's a serious issue for America. So all of these things have to be investigated. India is investigating it. America is surely investigating it. And we will soon know what actually happened. Between 21 and 29, we are looking at $50 million. Now, $50 million, even for America, for the American government, is a serious amount, serious money. Now, what happened to $50 million for an American? As far as India is concerned, did the $21 million come? And if it did come, who took it? Where did it go? Did it stay in India? Did it go back? All of these things have to be worked out.
All right. Shudroy, thank you very much for joining in. Well, those are the updates that we are picking up. Of course, it has created quite an outrage here back home as the war of words between political parties that continue over this kickback scheme that Donald Trump seems to be hinting at with the money that came in from USAID. Let's in the meantime